Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Gangurde, Assistant Professor of Zoology. I'm going to teach you the subject that is General Pathology, paper that is 6, ZY 336, and we are continuing the chapter that is Clinical Pathology. And today we are going to discuss regarding the topic that is gastric analysis as well as urine analysis. Now we continue the part that is examination of gastric analysis. So the gastric analysis here for examination, what we do normally the amount in stomach which varies from 30 to 50 ml content of stomach after fasting should not exceed 100 ml. So this is what the examination. Large quantity of bile secretion during fasting is indicative of disease such as such as hyperchloro- uh, sorry hyperchloridria, then bile tract disease, duodenal ulcer, duodenitis, and rigid pylorus. Now here, the bile when resides in stomach for long time is distinctly green and turbid, while fresh regurgitated bile is lemon yellow in color. Now, mucus is gastric secretion may indicate a catarrhal condition, that is inflammation of mucous membrane of stomach. Now, pus in gastric content may be due to the formation of lesion of stomach and such a lesion in the neighboring site rupturing into alimentary canal. A pungent odor may indicative of cancer or severe catarrhal gastritis. Then unpleasant sour odor indicates the fermentation of gastric contents. Now, the blood, if occurs in gastric content during fasting and appears as a coffee grounds, is highly suggestive of cancer or ulcer of stomach. Any injury of mouth or esophageal mucosa in swallowing the tube may also responsible for fresh blood in stomach. Now, this is what about the examination of gastric analysis. Now, here we finish with the topic that is the gastric analysis, or that is the physical examination and the procedure. Now, here we are continuing the chemical analysis. Now, the chemical analysis which includes the different tests that such as the total acidity, then free hydrochloric that free hydrochloride acidity, then histamine test as well as qualitative test for lactic acid. So we can see one by one. Now the first, that is total acidity. Here the acids of gastric content includes free hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, which combined loosely with protein, organic acids and acid salts. Now here we can focus on the procedure. So for that we have to take 10 ml of filtered gastric sample in beaker and add 1 drop of phenolphthalein indicator. Add 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide drop by drop using burette until a faint pink color is produced. The amount in ml of sodium hydroxide used multiplied by 10 give the number of ml of, that is 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide necessary to neutralize 100 ml of gastric fluid. This value is expressed as degree of total acidity. The test is then repeated with each of the remaining sample. Now this is the test, that is the total acidity. Now the second test, that is free hydrochloric acidity test. Now here the procedure is such as, for that we have to take 10 ml of filtered gastric sample in beakers, add 2 to 4 drops of Topaz reagent and titrate with zero point 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide until red color becomes salmon pink. If the initial color is yellow, even after addition of indicator, which concludes the absence of free lactic acid. Now here the free hydrochloric acidity can be calculated in the same method as for total acidity. Now this is what the test, that is free hydrochloric acidity test. Now the next test, that is the histamine test. So this test is used to confirm the diagnosis of true that is a chloride here, which is testing for achloridria. Here the histamine acts on parietal cells of gastric gland producing hydrochloric acid. The diagnosis of pernicious anemia confirmed when the that is here achloridria is persistent even after ingestion of histamine. Now this is what the principle. Now come to the procedure. So after 12 hours of fasting, a stomach tube is passed to obtain sample. After sampling, the intramuscular dose of, that is antihistaminic drug, should be given to patient. 20 to 30 minutes later, inject subcutaneous dose of 0.04 mg histamine phosphate per kg of body weight. Then obtain a 10 ml of gastric sample after every 15 minutes for 1 hour. Test the sample for free acids. Now the last test, that is the qualitative test for lactic acid, and the procedure is like that. Here fill the test tube with water, add 2 drops of 10% solution of ferric chloride to give a faint canary yellow color. Mix the content in test tube. Pour half of it in a second tube for control. To one test tube add 1 ml of strained stomach juice. If lactic acid is present, a deep yellow color is develops. Now this is what all about the chemical analysis of gastric juices, or what we say is that the gastric analysis. Now we can focus on the next topic, that is urine examination. Now a urine analysis, or what we say is that UA, the urine analysis, which is also known as routine and microscopy, that is what we saying that R and M is an array of tests performed on urine and one of the most common methods of medical diagnosis. The target parameters that can be measured or quantified in urine analysis include many substances and cells, as well as other properties such as specific gravity. A part of a urine analysis can be performed by using urine test strips in which the test results can be read as the color changes. Now another method is light microscopy of urine samples. Now here a urine analysis is simply an analysis of urine. It is a very common test that can be performed in many healthcare settings, including doctors' offices, then urgent care facilities, laboratories, and hospitals. Now, it is performed by collecting a urine sample from the patient in a specimen cup. Usually, only small amount, that is 30 to 60 ml, may be required for urine analysis testing. The sample can be either analyzed in the medical clinic or sent to laboratory to perform the test. Urine can be evaluated by its physical appearance. The physical appearance such as its color, then cloudiness, odor, clarity, so like that, or macroscopic analysis. Now It can be also analyzed based on its chemical and molecular properties or microscopic assessments. Now, routinely, two single voidings are to be collected, one which obtain about 2 hours after principal meal for testing sugar and albumin, and a second obtained on rising in the morning for concentrating power of kidney. For quantitative chemical studies, a 24 hours collection is advised. A preservative such as 2% toluene should be added to avoid decomposition of urine sample and kept such a sample in refrigerator. Now here you can see again there are, before that, here causes for urine examination. So urine analysis is ordered by doctors for a number of reasons, such as routine medical evaluation. After that, assessing particular symptoms, then diagnosis medical condition, and monitoring disease progression and response to therapy. So we can see all the points one by one. Now here the first cause for urine examination, that is routine medical evaluation. So here in this, generally yearly the screening assessment before surgery, that is preoperative assessment. So admission to hospital, screening for kidney disease, then diabetes mellitus, hypertension, or again liver disease, or etc. So such a cause which is for that is the routine medical evaluation, which is when it is due, when the patient need to surgery or before surgery, patient doctor should advise to patient to do such a testings. Now after that, the second cause for examination of urine is assessing particular symptom. Now the symptoms such as abdominal pain, painful urination, flank pain, fever, blood in the urine, or other urinary symptoms. Now the third cause, that is diagnosis or diagnosing medical condition. Here the urinary tract infection, kidney infection, kidney stones, uncontrolled diabetes, that is high blood sugar, kidney impairment, muscle breakdown, then protein in urine, then kidney inflammation. Now this is what the diagnosing medical condition, and this is again a cause of urine examination. Now the last cause of urine examination, that is monitoring disease progression and response to therapy. Now here the diabetes related kidney disease, then kidney impairment, then lupus related kidney disease, and blood pressure related kidney disease, then kidney infection, protein in urine, or blood in urine. So for this reason, or these are the causes for that doctor suggests to patient for examination of urine. Now we can come to the physical examination of urine. Here first the quantity. Here the quantity, that is the amount of urine eliminated per 24 hours, varies tremendously depending upon the water intake, then the state of mental and physical activity, environmental temperature, food intake, and age of the person. Normally a healthy adult in temperate climate passes 1000 to 1600 ml of such a urine. Now the volume of urine is decreased in several pathological disorders such as dehydration, arterial hypotension, edema, and kidney diseases. The stage is called, that is oliguria. Now, contrary to this, in diabetes mellitus, the daily quantity of urine is usually reaches 2 to 5 liters or even above. The quantity is also increased in diabetes insipidus and chronic nephrosclerosis, and such a stage which is called as polyuria or diuresis. Now, on the other hand, here the other response for polyuria may be, that is, nervousness, fear, then alcoholic beverages and cold climate. Now, that is the reason, that is polyuria. Now, this is what about the quantity, that is the physical examination. Now, the second physical examination, that is color. Normally, freshly voided urine is usually clear and pale yellow due to urochrome pigment. The intensity of color increases if concentration increases, while lightens in dilute urine sample. Color may be generally changed by the presence of blood, after that melanin, other abdominal pigments and various drugs or poison. So, here some certain terminologies are there, that is hematuria. Hematuria, which is nothing but that is the red to brownish urine coloration of urine, that is red to brownish red or smoky in color. After that, the hematoglobinuria, that is reddish to red to reddish brown or black urine. So this is what the color of urine. Then bilirubin and biliverdin. Here the urine which appears as yellowish green in color, or particularly it is found in obstructive jaundice. Now, the next color, that is alkaptonuria. Here the coloration of the urine, that is brown, turns black when exposed to air. Now, and here again one more, that is milky coloration, which is observed in, that is chyluria. After that, odor. The next physical examination, that is odor. The odor of normal urine is faintly aromatic and is due to the presence of volatile acids or substances called urinode. Normal urine on standing gives an ammoniacal odor because conversion of urea to ammonia. Here, the abnormal color, such as here sweetish odor due to the presence of sugar in diabetic condition. Now, after that, fruity or acetone odor, when if excessive ketosis occurs as a result of severe diabetes. After that, ammoniacal odor, it is due to the decomposition of breakdown of proteins. Then putrid odor due to the H2S from decomposition of pus or in cystinuria. And the last, that is fecal, that is in Escherichia coli, cystitis or due to fecal contamination. So, such a odor to the fecal matter which takes place due to the presence of E. coli, that is particularly the cyst they passing from the stool, that is to the fecal matter, or what we say is that the fecal contamination. Now, the last physical examination, that is specific gravity. So, the specific gravity varies inversely with quantity of urine between the ranges, that is 1.017 to 1.05. So, the relationship between specific gravity and volume may be lost in disease. The specific gravity is low in chronic nephrosclerosis, diabetes insipidus, and many functional nervous disorders. Again, such a specific gravity is high in cases of fever and in barren camatous disease of the kidney. In the case of nephritis, a sudden fall in the specific gravity without a corresponding increase in quantity of urine may indicate approaching approaching uremia. Now here, to determine the specific gravity, pour the urine into cylinder, that is take the sample into measuring cylinder, place a urinometer in urine, taking care to prevent its floating to the side, then read the specific gravity from the system of urinometer. So this is what about the physical examination of urine. So in next lecture we discuss regarding the chemical examination of urine. Okay, so thank you so much.